Hi, guys. Welcome back to Bar Exam. It's your girl, Allie Rayner, here as your host, but I'm also with the Bar Exam crew. Please welcome Mr. Eric G to the building. What's up, Eric?
Long hair, ready to get it braided, but I'm
Hey.
good.
Them summer hairstyles about to be activated. I feel ya. And we also have Mr. Shane G in the building. What's up, Shane?
What up, though? How y'all doing?
Good, good. Can't complain. Now, over the last week, we saw some new songs drop, and one of them we definitely have to discuss because it's been making its waves online. So please welcome, or actually, I'm sorry, coming to the bar this week, we are welcoming Houdini by Eminem. And if you missed it, he basically did this surprise song where he kind of does this mashup between old him, aka Slim Shady, and the him that is now Eminem. And it was pretty interesting. He had some spicy lines in there. One actually talking about Megan the Stallion. That one got a lot of people riled up. Basically what he said in the verse, he said, if I was to ask for Megan the Stallion if she would collab with me, would I really have a shot at a feat? Now, if you guys remember, Megan Thee Stallion was also involved with a case with Tory Lanez where he was accused of shooting her in the foot. He became convicted of at least having a weapon on him when he wasn't supposed to. I believe he was on probation at the time. So there was a lot of controversy with that trial on both ends. And so, yeah, I don't think anybody expected Eminem to talk about it at all. So it definitely got people pretty riled up online. Now I'm going to open up the floor. I want to see what the guys thought of the song and especially about that line in particular. So what do you guys think?
I think the
You go first.
song was the new album's called "The Death of Slim Shady." So I don't know if he's retiring with this album or if he's just killing off that character or what he's doing artistically with that. We don't really know yet, but that could be, like I said, one way to interpret that is that he's killing off the character Slim Shady. So this song to me was just a remake of Without Me or The Real Slim Shady or My Name Is, you know what I'm saying? Like that first silly lead off song that he had like on his early albums, right? So to me, he's just remaking that because he has to kind of recapture. This is potentially what the album's about. He has to recapture Slim Shady elements, you know what I'm saying, in order to display what it is and then kill it off, I guess. Like, so it's almost like the T.I. versus TIP album, kind of in a way, where like he's arguing with himself. It's like, so he has certain songs where he's just TIP in it, which is like the street nigga version of him, right? So I think that's what Eminem may be doing here. Um, as far as like the style of the song and everything, I don't think the whole album is going to sound like this, which is why I think that you're seeing a lot of hate because everybody's like, all right, I don't need to hear this in 2024. And it's like, yeah, but I think it's a part of something else. So like maybe give it a chance. But um as far as the line, I think it's just part of what Slim Shady does. You know what I'm saying? He takes, controversial subjects and he creates punchlines out of that shit. He did it to Christopher Reeves for his whole career. You know what I mean? Christopher Reeves was paralyzed the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like Eminem came out dissing this nigga, and even after he died, he had a few Christopher Reeves lines. And then on one of his albums, he was like, "Hey, I didn't know he died." Like, and then still kind of threw like a line at him. So this is just what Eminem does, especially when he's in his Slim Shady bag. So I don't see what the controversy is outside of, the world is way more sensitive in 2024 than they were in the 2000s. But outside of that, this is Slim Shady. This is what you should be expecting from his leadoff single, especially. Like, so.
Okay. And Eric, what did you think about it?
If the public is gonna get mad at Eminem for lines in a single, which he's been doing shit like this since those early days of Without Me, since since I'm or since the real Slim Shady. Like, so he's been doing this since those early days in his career. That being said, I don't think that people should be getting that much in an uproar over a song that isn't that good. Just me personally. Now, I think there's a lot of lines in this song that are good, and I think for me, it's not even the concept of him remaking the Without Me. I don't even mind that part. Really, for me personally, it's just the beat. I just don't like the beat personally, and that's just a ear thing for me. Like, because I'm sure, like Shane said, the rest of the album is not going to sound like this, especially if he is going off the concept that I think that he is going off of, especially with that album title, The Death of Slim Shady. Then I think we are going to get a lot of different conceptual shit that is going to make the album sound kind of all over the place, but still him in a way. So I'm not surprised that we're getting this first as the first record. And I just think that people need to, if they want to if they want to really listen to the full album and give it a chance, then I just think they need to not judge the first single at face value and just listen to it with with the rest of the album and then judge it then.
Okay,
That's
that's
just
a
my
very
personal
fair
take.
point. Okay. Yeah, I kind of am glad that you said it first because I can't lie. I was a little bit disappointed with this one. I thought the visuals were dope. I thought the concept was cool. I even liked that he was repurposing a little bit by using Without Me and even bringing like this AI Slim Shady because I'm like, there's no way they got him to look that young. But like, I think that that was dope. So there was definitely like money behind that. But like, I can't lie, that fucking hook, I just was not a fan. I felt like it could have been better. So yeah, I think that people were really upset because of the Megan Thee Stallion thing. You know, anytime someone says something about like, you know, a crime against a woman, everyone gets really riled up, even though the guy got convicted, you know. So it's and also like Eric said, you have to expect this from Eminem slash Slim Shady. For me, I thought it was interesting the part that like he did call the album "The Death of Slim Shady" because I felt like we hadn't seen this side of Eminem in a long time in terms of like not the controversial part, but I'm just talking about that character. I felt like he had put, you know, that character away for a while. And he seemed like he was a little bit more serious. So yeah, maybe he is going through a rebirth, maybe he's doing a rebrand, who knows? Or maybe he just wanted to make a splash. I think it definitely did that at the very least. And we'll just have to see what else is on the album for sure. But again, back to the video though, really quick. Um, I love that he has like Dr. Dre in it as well, because another line that got people really riled up is when he said basically fuck Dre, fuck me, fuck you, even fuck my kids. And I think people weren't expecting that one either. How did you guys feel about those lines?
Fuck my kids, they're brats. Yeah.
And they were in the video
They're in
flipping
the
them off back, so I didn't care.
FaceTime. It's like if they're down with the joke, guys, maybe chill out. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been killing Dr. Dre on every album for how long? Like, you know what I'm saying? Not every album, but you know what I mean? In his early albums, Dr. Dre was getting killed on albums. You know what I'm saying? And so if they're all in on the joke, chill out. You know what I mean? That's that. So to y'all's point about the beat, though, I totally agree. Like, I'm not going back to the song to listen to it, really. You know what I mean? But my question is, because we saw the views, it's been out for 4 days as of this recording, and it's at 40 million views on YouTube. You know what I mean? So my question to y'all is, with the amount of negative feedback that we've seen online, is that just a testament to how big his fan base is? Or my theory, do you think there's actually a lot of black people out here who feel like the cool thing to do is hate on Eminem, but secretly they actually like him? So, but they can't admit it in public.
So Here, I'll go first. This is what the first thing that came to mind for me was. For me, I think because M's fan base is so large, I think that the numbers are always going to be substantially big no matter what he drops. Because it's honestly been that way for, like, ever since they really started, like, really paying attention to, like, album sales, like, or, like, caring about that type of shit, like, right around the time that, like, Carter 3 was coming out and shit like that.
Yeah.
Eminem's album sales were looked at, and it was like he could not go platinum on an album. And I'm pretty sure to this day, I think it's either gold or platinum standard for him. Like, he doesn't drop it and not go gold or platinum. So
he's one of the only artists that can still physically go platinum, like,
yeah,
and sell 1 million albums still. Like, he's
yeah.
one of the only ones.
So I think a part of it is always going to be that his fan base is just that large, and people just really don't pick up on that type of shit, because you also have to look at whenever he tours, like, which is very rare, they'll sell out all the time too. But for me, the
Well,
second
he does
thing that I
stadiums
was
too.
looking
Like, he
at,
doesn't even do arenas; he does stadiums.
right, exactly. But then really the second thing for me is I think the name also is intriguing to a lot of people. We all three of us have said that we all are intrigued by what concept he's coming with by just the album title alone.
Yeah,
Because just like Ali said, we haven't seen this character in a while, and people remember Slim Shady. Like, if you were around for that era, like, you remember that very distinctively. So I just think the intrigue of what he's coming with is another reason why the numbers are so huge, especially on YouTube. Because not only did he come with the song, but the video came right, not like, I'm pretty sure that night. So it's gonna be that big for sure. I think the black people thing, hating on him, I think there are certain black people who kind of over embellish the hate on M. Like, I don't think it's that serious. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, the what's my man's name who is always hating on him? Uh Lord Jamar. Like, that level of hate towards him, like it's funny,
It is funny,
but it's not that serious to me, just
well, the
personally.
reason I say that, this is the reason I say that, is because the complaints that I hear about Eminem, I don't feel like are actually valid, aside from if you just don't like his raps because you don't like the fast rapping thing, or you don't like the fact that he really raps about rapping a lot and how good he is at rap. Like, that is a lot of his subject matter, is just how good of a rapper he is. So if you don't like that type of shit, I can't argue with you. You know what I'm saying? But when people are like, oh, he raps over trash beats, I'm like, all right, realistically, the last album he had that had like those garbage, like, you can tell he's going for a pop audience type shit, was Marshall Mathers LP2. Everything after that, he's updated his sound. He's had more trap sounding beats. He linked back up with Dr. Dre. Like, so either you just haven't listened to the last 4 albums that he's put out, you know what I'm saying, or 3 albums, because he put out Kamikaze, he put out Music to Be Murdered By, and Music to Be Murdered By 2. So at least 3. I think there might be another one in there that I'm missing. But if you haven't listened to none of those, then it's like, okay, well, you just don't know. But his sound is updated, so I don't like. There's certain complaints that I hear about, so that's why I'm like, it almost just sounds like it's the cool thing to do. It's like, oh no, fuck Eminem, like, he's whack now. It's like, he's whack. Like,
Right.
to say he's whack is crazy. Like, to say, again, if you don't like what he raps about, that's one thing. He's whack. That's insane. Like,
Yeah. And I think it's like hive mind, on social media. It's like if people see that the trend is that we're shitting on someone, then more than likely that's the next thing that they're gonna comment. And honestly, I think it's the generation gap too. Like, I think that if any of my nieces and nephews were to listen to, especially because they might not have heard Without Me, so they might not like get it. You feel me? So I would be interested to see if they're into it, and that'll determine, because like the younger generation kind of moves things, and they're the ones who are
True.
definitely on social media. So they're a lot louder,
True.
online than they are in real life. You know what I mean? So, but I think that you guys made really good points, because I didn't even realize how many views his videos normally get. Like he does pretty well no matter what. You guys got a really good point. And I think that with this one, a little bit of the controversial like lines and stuff like that helped a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't think that like he's hurting in any way. Like he has one with Eminem, or with Snoop Dogg, I'm sorry. And it has like 97 million views from a year ago. So it's like he ain't shabby. That ain't bad.
Yeah. Right.
There's even one for
Snoop's
655
like,
million views. That's crazy.
Yeah, Emma's not hurting. Emma's not hurting for views or sales ever.
nah, and I guess my thing is like, are people trying to say that like even though he's a rap artist, like yes, he's white, okay. No other white rappers ever been able to even come close to duplicating his success. So there's got to be another reason. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's got to be another reason his numbers are that astronomical compared to a Macklemore who got a very similar push. You know what I mean? When he first started, like that thrift shop song was everywhere. You know what I mean? And subject matter wise, it was kind of a silly white guy song. You know what I'm saying? But it was over a dope ass beat and shit. So it was like, all right, we might can fuck with this. Like, you know, and for whatever reason, we don't. Like, we don't fuck with Macklemore like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, when
Well, nah, that was different. We stopped fucking
that's
with
just
Macklemore
one
at a
example,
specific
though, is all
reason.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's one example. G Easy. Niggas don't, I mean, you hear him, but niggas ain't fucking with G Easy like that. Like, he's not going platinum and shit. So, where's the white thing come with the rest of these niggas? It's only Eminem that gets that. You know what I'm saying? So, that's all I'm like, there's more to the story. Like, we have to incorporate how dope he is. And I bet that a lot of his fans are still black people. Like, people just try to act like that's not the case. And I'm here to say, you niggas are lying. Somebody's lying. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not the only nigga out here still listening to him. That's what I'm saying. So, 40 million views says otherwise. No other white rappers doing that.
Yeah, that's a
Other white artists are doing that. Katy Perry might can do that. You know what I'm saying? Taylor Swift, I'm sure she can do that. You know what I'm saying? But no other rappers. So what's that?
Yeah. Longevity over there. Yeah, he's definitely he's not, I don't think that we'll hear the last of Eminem for a while, you know. So this is definitely it's gonna be fun to see what he does next, because it sounds like he is gonna try and be a little bit more mainstream, or at least, you know, pop up in headlines with his bars more often, because I feel like he hasn't really taken shots at anybody in a long time. So maybe somebody you know, put a fire under his ass. Who knows?
Yeah, I think before it was all responses. So now that this
Yeah.
kind of seems like he's just shooting out of nowhere, like I said, that reminds you of old M, because he would just shoot at pop stars. Like, who are the modern pop stars? Meg Thee Stallion, she's a pop star. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she's a rapper, but she's famous like a pop star. She's on the Planet Fitness commercial and shit. So yeah, you can get the smoke from Slim Shady. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
he's coming at if he went at Britney Spears back in the day, he's going at Meg Thee Stallion today. You know what I'm saying? Only reason he never went at Beyonce probably is because Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, all right, I can't dish you, but
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, who else is popular? All right, Meg, yeah, I can. But that's not even a diss to me. Like I said, it's more a play on words. Like, what do y'all think about that narrative? That he dissed Meg on this song. Isn't that a diss?
No.
That's silly,
No.
right? Like,
I think that she could be offended, you know, like, oh, you're making light of the situation or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you would say it's a diss. Yeah, but I could see how she'd be offended. But I don't think that she, you know, he didn't like say anything about her talent, didn't say anything about,
as a
you know,
rapper,
as a person.
is she allowed to be offended at that line? And the reason why I ask is because people brought this up. She said in one of her songs, I feel like Mariah Carey got these niggas obsessed. That song
Mm-hmm.
is about Eminem. The song Obsessed, you know what I'm saying, by Mariah Carey. So if you're a rapper, could I not think you were subliminally dissing me and now I'm shooting back? Are you allowed as a rapper to be offended at that line? You know what I'm saying?
I
That's what
mean, I
I'm,
didn't even
you
think
know,
of it that way. But I do remember that line, and I was like, yeah, it kind of. But I didn't think that he would even care. But it did kind of like cross my mind, like, yeah, like, but I didn't think that he had said anything about her either. So who knows? Yeah, maybe it was just random, or maybe she knows that he said something. Um, I think that she, as a rapper, she still has every right to be offended. Oh, looks like Mr. Marcus here right on time.
Mr. Marcus is in the building.
Bro, it's just life is about shits and giggles at this point. That's all I can tell you.
Ain't it?
Like some shit is comical and funny, and then some shit is just like, nigga, please. Like life can life at anybody at any time at any moment.
It can. It can. How you all right
Yeah,
though?
I ain't even changed clothes.
I see
That's just how
Right.
much life is life. Like I feel like it's like gospel church, like just come as you are type shit. Just come on down to the altar call.
You seen 40-year-old virgin?
Yeah.
I see you with this nigga tie.
You know what? No, you don't. No, the fuck you don't. That's what the fuck you're not.
Oh man, you ruined it that quick.
Yeah, I had to think about which shirt I had on. I ain't know if I had the top there. No, you don't. There you.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. You don't see the
building.
nigga tie.
Welcome, sir.
Close that one out quick as fuck.
And then what? And what the fuck? Everybody got glasses?
I know. I was just thinking that too. I was like, damn, where's Eric's glasses?
Right beside me.
No, he had glasses last week. Like he had the like he was on the little moped with the
Oh, I had
scooter.
the shades. Yeah, I had the shades. Damn, I wish I
had
was in
them
my room
shades.
right now. Oh wait, they are in my room right now. Hold up.
Shade cast.
Let's go, Shade cast.
Yeah. Shade room ain't got shit on us.
Period. Well, welcome, Mr. Marcus. You didn't miss too much. We are right now discussing Eminem's song Houdini, and we were talking particularly about the line where he said, well, let me redo it again. He basically mentioned Megan Thee Stallion, and he made a play on words about the incident with her and Tory. So he said,
people tripping about it.
yeah, people are online are really upset. There's another one too that we can't forget. There's also an R. Kelly
woman.
No. So I don't think y'all gonna like my take on it.
Ass niggas. Go ahead.
I think in this instant it's wordplay from him, but it's also him trolling, and it's it has the hint of Nicki Minaj trying to stay relevant. It has that, like, that's sprinkled, because you got to think Eminem is Eminem, but we haven't heard that old M that everybody wants. We've gotten, for lack of a better reference, I don't want the new Kanye, I want the old Kanye. We've heard we want the old M. And is the old M relevant in 2024 like that? Because M is the GOAT, but greatest. We don't even say greatest white rapper. We just say greatest rapper. So is this M being relevant? Is it him? I think when artists have at a certain age have to redefine themselves, have to get back into something that they yesteryear. This is what you get.
This is what I say. Because I actually kind of agree with you, but this is the way I was framing it, right? Because the album is called "The Death of Slim Shady." So what I think he's doing with this single, because again, it's very reminiscent of like "Without Me" and the real Slim Shady and shit like that. So what I think he's doing is he's sort of reintroducing to people the Slim Shady character. And what comes with the Slim Shady character? Like I just said it right before you jumped on, actually. He did cars. That's part of what he do. he disses pop stars. That's part of his thing. He dissed Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, and them back in the day. I said the only reason he's never dissed Beyonce is because of Jay-Z. So who's the next? Who are the pop stars nowadays besides like Katy Perry and them? Meg Thee Stallion. I was like, she's on the Planet Fitness commercial. She's a pop star, even though she raps. So yeah, you can get bars. You know what I'm saying? Like about whatever name flips and all that type of
So
shit.
it's less about Megan and more about position.
Yeah, he's showing you, okay, this is Slim Shady. This is what Slim Shady does. So
No. I'm saying it's less about Megan. Like, forget the name Megan Thee Stallion. It could be Gorilla. It could be Cardi B. It could be anybody who's in Megan Thee Stallion's spot. She would have got this same energy and attention.
Could have been anybody. Could have been anybody except Nicki, because he fucks with Nicki too. They collab and stuff like that. So he's not going to diss Nicki. Like, but he's name dropped Nicki on songs and said, had little plays on how he wants to fuck her and shit like that. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she could be offended by that. Like, if he's openly saying, like, I want to fuck Nicki up the ass and shit like that, which he has said on records. So this is what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is Slim Shady. This is not different than anything he's ever done as Slim Shady. I think what it is like Allie brought up earlier, he hasn't done the Slim Shady thing in some years. It's been a while since he's presented Slim Shady as a character. Like, most of his albums have been a little bit more serious, a little bit more, let me just display my skill. It's not really the character side of it. So now that he's possibly killing off this character, I have to show you who the character is that I'm killing off.
It's more than one way to make 7 on the dice. I can fuck with it.
With all that said, I think the song is trash. Like the beat, especially like Eric said, it's not a good song.
This is separate, related. Oh shit, is it Summer Jam? I think Summer Jam was just in New York this last weekend.
Oh man,
Method Man and Redman performed at Summer Jam, and then he was like, you know what? Hey, shout out to Ebro, shout out to y'all for doing this. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you so much. We won't ever do this show again. There's too much of a generational gap. And I understood completely what he was saying.
Allie said that.
And is Slim Shady too much of a generational gap? Because you said the song was trash.
I think sonically it's trash. I don't think, like, I think his raps are good on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think, but I'm not going back to it. Like, that beat is garbage. So I'm cool on that. But to answer your question before, y'all take over the show, I don't think you can be Slim Shady in 2024 because he has such a mainstream audience. Like, despite everything I just said, and I think black people do secretly still fuck with this nigga, even though everybody claim they don't. Again, 40 million views says otherwise to me in 4 days. But with that being said, I think the audience is way more sensitive now. So he can't get a lot of that Slim Shady shit off and just say it's a character. They're gonna try to cancel this. They've already tried. It just didn't work because he's too big for it.
So I don't think you can cancel Eminem. Like but
it can have the Chappelle effect where it weighs on him. Like, Chappelle is still doing great and everybody laughs at his shit on Netflix, but every time he drops a special, niggas is outside trying to boycott him and he hates this group and he's transphobic. Like, they're gonna start doing that shit to Eminem if he stays Slim Shady. That's what I think. And it's like, I don't even want to deal with that headache.
So does M have a relevant fan base in 2024 that excuses this, that keeps him relevant? Because 40 million out of 40 million views, I can't say that it was 40 million fans. We can't honestly say that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not and you can't say that. I don't even know if you could even say 20 million on my haters and it's 50. I can't say that either. I don't know who likes Eminem and who doesn't like, or who was just listening to see what he had to say.
This is So I'm okay. That's a good point. This is what I asked of Allie earlier. And Allie, what was the number with the Eminem and Snoop record that came out last year? How many views does it have in a year?
Oh, I think it was like 55. Oh, wait, hold on. It
It was,
was
it was, no, it was
97
more than that.
million.
97 million views, right? Eminem videos, when they come out, pretty regularly do these types of numbers, like the high tens of millions or hundreds of millions, right? My thing is, a lot of people want to put that purely on the fact that he's a white rapper. And my thing is, no other white rapper has ever even come close to duplicating those numbers. So there has to be something more to it. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, what is that? Like, is it the skill? Is it just the longevity? Is it the fact that he had Dr. Dre with him? Like, there's got to be something because Macklemore hasn't come close. G-Eazy ain't come close. God rest the dead. Mac Miller didn't come close numbers wise. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody, no other white rapper has, outside of Vanilla Ice back in the day, no other white rapper has come close to Eminem numbers. So what is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, and
So
that's until today in 2024. It does 40 million in 4 days. Nobody else can do that.
You know, I don't discount Eminem's success. I really don't. But I think Eminem was, for lack of a better word, a unicorn on more than one front.
Okay.
You know, the unicorn is 8 Mile in Detroit. It was a city that wasn't on before. You know, it had, but he put on the map in a special way. Then he was connected to probably, arguably, one of the greatest hip hop producers of all time, right? And Dre.
Yep.
Then simultaneously, like, he held his weight bar for bar against everybody.
Yep.
Right? You know, so he didn't get there. He didn't get to the top status by happenstance.
Yep.
Happenstance. Like, he earned to get where he was at through a mud that all of those rappers that you just named never went through. I can't even tell you where the fuck G-Eazy is from.
Okay.
Does anybody know?
I think Washington, if I'm not mistaken, or the Bay.
I think from the Bay.
See, that's my point. You don't even know, like, definitive.
No, from Washington. G-Eazy's
You know,
from
yeah.
the Bay. My bad.
Yeah.
You know, like, and then shit, and then G-Eazy was a little different because what Haley or the girlfriend,
Yeah.
she was kind
Halsey.
of just as popular as he was, so it was kind of like a white Blueface and Christian, you know, like
That's a wild comparison.
it was, like, I don't know who to compare him to, but I mean, she was just as known as he was. Is my point.
I
So,
can't say.
like, that was my point. Like,
That's
she was
funny.
she was just as famous as, like, I think they're equal, because I don't know who has more fans between Blueface.
No, I get you. I get you.
I have no idea. I think they're equal. I think they're equal fan base.
Mm-hmm.
So who in the G, who was that? So Mac, and I'm gonna say this respectfully, like, hear me out. Mac Mill, like, we all know that once an artist passes away, their music doubles, sometimes triples, sometimes quadruples to a level of fan that they never saw while they were living.
Yep.
I.e., a Nipsey Hussle, right?
Yep.
Mac Miller passed, and still, in his passing, never got close to Eminem. After the jump in his after death music, like, when everybody was like, "Oh my God, rest in peace, Mac Miller." And that's no disrespect. That's not a it's not a shot.
Just a fact.
Oh yeah,
That's just we love Mac Miller on this podcast. For
yeah.
sure.
So
like,
I want to be because I don't be like, "Oh man, y'all hating on," like, no, I'm not. I'm just saying that even in death, with good music, you still haven't came to a third of what Eminem did living, and it, the catalogs just aren't there, you know. So, Like that's why Eminem has always set himself apart, even amongst all of the white rap. I mean, shit, even on, I dare say, bar for bar, fan wise, the only one that comes close to M is Paul Wall.
As far as white people, you mean white
Wait,
rappers?
yeah, as far as white
Yeah,
rappers.
you might be
As
right.
far as People's Choice, bar for bar, you know, who you, and you really can't even make the argument, but you can just, it's a
Say
good shot.
like nigga music better, like you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying, type shit. And it's like, yeah, all right, I can fuck with that. Like,
because it's any, and that's another thing with M too. Is the old M getting played today?
so we actually had this conversation on, and then for real, we can move to the next shit.
Oh.
But
Oh yeah, I jumped in late. So if y'all already addressed all this shit, skip this.
no,
Fuck that.
I wanted your opinion. I wanted your opinion because I know that you think highly of Eminem, and you're one of the only niggas that I know that'll do that publicly nowadays. And that's kind of my point. It's like 40 million views in 4 days. You know what I'm saying? He's a hip hop artist. He's not a straight up pop artist. You know what I'm saying? He's not Katy Perry. He's not Justin Timberlake or nobody. He's Eminem. You know what I'm saying? And so for a hip hop artist to do those type of numbers in that short amount of time, it can't just be because he's a white rapper, which is what a lot of his haters try to say. So I'm like,
No.
what's the X factor? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that was just one thing. But and yeah, I think more black people listen to him than they admit. Because the cool thing to do is to hate on him, but that's why I keep bringing up the numbers. I'm like, nobody, like, really.
Yeah, I mean, you can hate on Eminem a lot. You can, but if you think he's not a race baiter rapper, you know, he's not acting black, and he's a white
Right.
boy. He's not a white boy who does what, like, he's not. I'd argue that Lil Wayne is whiter than Eminem.
By activities.
by extracurricular activities, non-rapping, Wayne is white. Skateboarding, fashion, like that's what we wanted. That's like, it's that Tony Hawk image. Like, that's what Eminem ain't on that shit.
No, Eminem in a hoodie and some Nikes.
Yeah,
all time.
At the crib,
chilling. So, you know, I don't think he's the white rapper trying to act black. I think he's just a rapper.
Yeah,
that happened to be from Detroit. And you know, the part, yeah, shit, wasn't what's that movie? Oh shit. Where the daddy was selling guns, and then he was selling guns as the son. Oh fuck.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
yeah, I don't know either, bro.
But speaking of guns,
Matthew McConaughey. White Boy Rick.
oh,
yeah.
Yeah, see, I didn't see that one. You know what I mean?
You never saw White Boy Rick?
I know the story, but I didn't see the movie. Nah.
Oh, well, okay. Well, never mind.
I understand. No, yeah.
But you understand. Yeah. Like that. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I gotta ask.
What?
Allie, have you seen the movie?
Hell no.
I just really goddamn well.
I don't want to be the only one. Shane admitted it, so I was like, okay, at least I ain't the only motherfucker.
Yeah,
but I've heard of it. I have heard of White Boy Rick, but like I'd honestly never sat down and watched it. Nobody was ever like pop that shit on.
Hey, right, I'm putting that in the bar exam. Movies that Allie should know.
I feel like we've said this before.
Yeah, he has said this before.
Yeah, we've said it, but I think now so maybe it's a show that like maybe me, Eric do, and we ask you if like it's a list of these movies, and then we see if we agree that she's seen it or not seen it.
We just start naming it. We just start the movie and just like, see if she can follow along.
Okay.
Yeah, like Eric. That'll be the verses. So we'll keep score on the. I think she's seen this, and you'll be like, "Nah, I know she ain't seen this." And then, you're right there in the middle, like, "I haven't. I have." All right. And then it's a tally at the end.
This is a brilliant idea, for sure. This
I
might
can't
have to
lie.
be
And then I can come back and review it and be like, was worth the time or not.
Yeah.
Have to be a Patreon exclusive, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Alex, school days or no, y'all let us know.
That would
you
be
Big
fun.
Brother all on my She still don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
God damn it.
Oh.
Sorry, not sorry.
We're
Okay, anywho.
We're for a long game.
Anywho, though. Okay,
y'all do
so
Cardi yet?
what? No, we haven't. We were just about to do that, so I'm glad that you're here, right on time. Okay, so if you guys missed it, I'm gonna catch you up to speed on the Cardi B and Bia beef that was brewing over the last few days on the internet. So, okay, we got to rewind just a little bit. So apparently, these two ladies have been going back and forth for some time now. Apparently, Cardi had a problem with Bia because she's saying that Bia went out here and said that she slept with Offset a while ago, and then Cardi said that like she was lying and all types of stuff. So I guess they've had some tension for a while, whether the public really knew or not. So they'd been subbing each other online, and apparently Bia had posted some time ago, around like 2020 or something. She tweeted something like, she said, "Congrats to Cardi B breaking barriers for the girls." And I think this is when Bodak Yellow had became certified diamond. So to the public, we thought that everything was cool, that they were close. I don't know if anything changed after Bia and I think Nikki might have worked on some things together. So maybe that could have been part of it. Who knows? But they've been going back and forth and subbing each other, and apparently it was at first, just a few days ago, Bia and Cardi were subbing each other, saying that Bia was on Cardi's vision board or something like that. So it was really, really petty. It wasn't anything that was a big deal until the Wannabe remix dropped with Cardi B on it. It's a song by Glorilla featured by Megan Thee Stallion, and now Cardi has her remix on it as well. And the line that really jumped out to a lot of people was when Cardi said, "Don't nobody want to be ya." She also said something about, if I can pull up the lyrics, I will really quick. But she also mentioned that she felt as though Bia was a knockoff version of her, or a fake version of her. So it started to get pretty messy. And then Bia heard about what she said on the song, and Bia dropped her own song called "Sue Me" because apparently in the beef, Bia had alleged that she had a sex tape of Cardi sleeping with somebody who was not Offset, and she was threatening to drop it. And so Cardi went on live stream and said, "Hey, like, if you don't drop it, drop it. But I know that you don't have anything, and so I'm just gonna sue you for defamation of character." Well, Bia decided to get in the booth and jump on live stream and premiere her new song called "Sue Me," and it also got a lot of attention online, but I'm not so sure if it did quite what Bia wanted it to do. So yeah, I don't know how the fellas feel about this. I can pull up some lines from both ladies. Right now I have Bia Sumi in front of me. Okay, so she says, her hook is, "Got a dark soul, got a bright future. I'ma let her know I'm a sharpshooter. You ain't nothing but a fuck girl. I see right through you." And in her verse, she also says, "All that surgery and how your body looks so mid. Thought your ass was for the culture. You just trying to ride the wave. You should be home with your kids because, bitch, you speak like second grade." She then also mentioned Cardi's alleged I guess not even alleged. People know that Cardi works with Party. So she mentioned Party as well in a line saying, "Someone go and call up Party because we gonna bake her ass a cake." So yeah, honestly, from what I'm hearing online, I didn't hear that it got the best reviews. Fellas, what did you think of Bia's diss track so far, if any of you guys heard it?
Yeah, so we heard it earlier. I think the diss was good. I think that some of the shit that she said in there was good. I think that this is one of those instances where beat choice in a rap beef is a big factor. She should have just rapped on the like that beat if she was gonna rap on a knockoff listen alike version of it, because I think that that's part of the reason why it didn't hit the way that she wanted to. Like, if you're gonna rap on the instrumental of the song, then just rap on the instrumental. Because you going to get the knockoff version tells me, one, that you might have thought that you killed it off the one take when you didn't know what Cardi was coming with. Or you might have heard that Cardi shit and thought that what you had was enough, but I'm sorry. And when you're getting on a huge remix like that and was saying some of the shit that Cardi was saying, you gotta come prepared. And again, I just think that this is one of those instances where I think some of the lines were pretty good, but I think if we hear that on a different beat, I think it hits a little different.
Okay, I think that you got a point there. I agree. I felt like she could have done so much better on the production. I feel like if you're gonna, devote a whole track to somebody, I feel like you could have done better. Like with the beat, and me personally, I just was not crazy about the hook. I felt like it could have just been catchier. I don't know. I also just felt like maybe the mix and mastering just wasn't all the way there because it just doesn't like hit. I don't even know. It kind of feels like maybe her team was like not too behind this, because if they were really prepared, I've heard her other songs and they sound radio ready, they sound club ready. So this one, it sounds like maybe she was out on a limb by herself, but that could just be, my take on it. Marcus, how did you feel about Bia's song?
So when you have an opportunity to swing at somebody, sucker punch them, sneak, punch, do whatever you want to do, even square up and fight. One thing you can never do is swing and miss. So if you have an opportunity and you decide to use your opportunity, and if you pull out a pistol and you don't have one loaded in the chamber, and you still gotta cock that, well, put that fucking gun away. You don't even know what the fuck you're doing. Like that's what I get from this, because no one was looking for Bia. Not a soul. When they say what's that little emoji with the talk emoji, and they say absolutely no one saw this coming. But this is this is a what do you call it? Collateral damage of fucking Drake and fucking Kendrick. Everybody feels that they can diss now, or everybody feels that they can send a shot, or like this. This was I responded in that 24 hour. Like, no one gives a fuck, because guess what? The bars weren't there, and you're talking about Cardi. What can you say about Cardi that Cardi hasn't said about herself? Through memes, through jokes, through interviews. Like, what? Seriously, like this, that ain't even the joke. Like, what you gonna say? Oh, you crooked teeth bitch. She got a bag and fixed her teeth. Like, she already addressed the shit already. Like, come on. What are you really talking about, Cardi? What can you say? She was a
Right.
stripper. She's made her brand on that.
You know
What
you lost. You know you lost that round when the best part of your diss record is the refrain that you have at the very end of the song. Because that little party part that she was saying, that was actually fly. but that's your only real like stinger. Because like Marcus said, everything else that you're saying is shit that we already know.
And did you
So
see Cardi's response too? She said, "You know what? I'm going to give you my platform. I'm going to hype her numbers. I'm going to give you the attention that you want and engage you in this and not ignore you and let your numbers get up and because there's no one was checking for. I want people to stay in they say stay in your tax bracket, stay in your rap bracket. Stay in your. You can't go top tier, Bia. You should have dissed Ice Spice. Somebody who could give you some energy back and forth. Who I'd be like, really? What? That's who you should have dissed. That's who you should have got some. You can't go all the way up. And then if you do go there, it's got to be some heat.
Yeah, I was
You
looking
know,
for the heat.
it's just like a comedian. If the joke is no longer controversial, if it's funny. If it's controversial and it's funny, it then becomes just controversial. But if it's funny, if it's not funny and controversial, now it's insensitive and it's offensive, and now it's cancel culture. But if it's funny and it made case in point, Adam Schultz talking about Meek Mill,
oh man,
hilarious.
he torched
He
him.
did? I
He
didn't see that.
torched
Oh
him.
my god, look that
He
stand up
torched
up
him.
on
It was
YouTube.
funny, and he lost no fan base about it. And Meek Mill fans are like, "Ooh, shit, nigga, that's funny," because it hit. When
Damn.
things hit, they hit. If he said all of this shit and it was like, nah, that wasn't funny, they'd be like, who the fuck is this Jewish? Why is he on? It would have been down the rabbit hole. But the shit was funny. So Bill was a miss. Like I don't and this the
Who started
last
it off?
song.
Who shot at who first? That's my question, because I thought that was a response.
So
Well, they're saying that it was Bia that started this all first, but it seemed like it started behind closed doors. Like it sounded like they had conversations because Cardi even said on the live stream, like she recorded their conversation because apparently she felt as though like she was noticing the subs too much. But yeah,
look, she said it started off court. It started off with a real animosity. She was recording the conversation, and then by the end of the conversation, they got off the phone cordial or buddy, but not enough for me to be like, I trust, whatever. So they had their words, and then now you come, and then you still keep doing shit that gets my like attention. So I don't know what. It's one of those things. You didn't think that these people came for Cardi, because I honestly thought Cardi was beloved by all. I didn't think Cardi had female rap haters.
right.
Not this many anyway.
I did not, because on the same strength, I always feel like a Drake, a Cardi, Meg. Shit, you can even throw Sexy Red in there. Features will always be accepted. You don't turn those down. So if she wanted to get on London Remix, Lotto, you I don't want Cardi on there. What? That you wouldn't say that. So I don't. That's why I said stay within your rap bracket.
This one, I think Bia could have called a writer for it because I was just, I see what you mean about the party part. I'm like, but it just wasn't enough. Like the part, the whole like dissing her because she to go hang out with their kids. I was like, and then
saying shit aggressive is not a bar.
No.
Yelling is not a bar.
I agree. Or just trying to like, I felt like the flow was just super awkward, especially like when she did the long time, let that shit slide. I might relapse, bitch, or something. It was just real awkward. And then the last part, even the outro, talking about, oh yeah, me and my homegirls hate your tats. It was like, Did everybody just leave the booth when you was recording this? Like nobody was like, "Hey, dog, you don't have to come harder than that, bitch." You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And I thought it was interesting that she didn't say. I mean, she said something about Offset about dressing or whatever at the end, but I was surprised that like if she had been peddling this story that she was sleeping with Offset. I was surprised that it wasn't in the verse somewhere. So I don't know. Maybe there's gonna be a part two. But really quick, we can talk about some of the lines from um, Cardi's verse. I think that she had a lot of fun on this one. She definitely, I think she did a really good job. I think there was a couple times that I laughed, but I also just felt like it really worked. Like my toes white like Matthew McConaughey. That was cute.
McConaughey.
Yeah, but like the one when she said it in the song, she just changed it to
Yeah.
McConaughey, and I was like, okay, that's cute. Um,
That was
I
fun.
like the little wordplay. Bitch, please don't know wanna be ya. Like that was cute, and they didn't even like write it in the verse like Bia's name. So I mean, she could have always just like been like, oh, that's not addressing me, but until she says, well, this could have also been a shot. She said, cheap looking asshole, weak looking asshole, great value, me looking asshole. Girl, these bitches be pussy, delete every tweet looking asshole. So they're also saying that because of the beef that happened between them and the subs that happened online, apparently Bia went back and deleted that tweet congratulating Cardi and a few other ones that supposedly were subbing her. Who knows? But Cardi's saying she noticed. Do you guys have any other lines from this that you feel like stood out?
I just like how she went to that old looking boy
Me
little
too.
style flow. Like that shit was funny. Because somebody
And
hasn't done that in a while. So I appreciated the fact that somebody brought that back because that was a funny ass song.
I
this
agree.
is
That
gonna
was a
sound so bad
hmm.
that like I remember when looking as like when it got dropped and that she did that and people think that that's Cardi. Like I feel old because she did that. Like I feel like like you ever hear a
So I
sample?
feel you.
You ever hear it don't matter what the sample was, and it could be like something, and then your parent was in the car and they be like, oh yeah, that's the whispers. And you be like, no, nigga, that's Jeezy. Like, 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 they be
That was the worst.
they gonna tell you, nah, that ain't real music. They got that from there. And then you legit didn't know it was a sample. So you didn't even know the original song that where the beat came from, and you like, oh yeah. So when Cardi did the whole looking at like, and I'm like, oh my god, that is so done. I'm like, that was a whole like AOL dial-up moment, like like that was when the internet was in its infancy. The internet wasn't even like I'm like, and I remember it like because that's what put Memphis was on fire with that.
Mm.
That was their flow like that was they whole thing. So the fact that she brought it back and people think it's new and that in 2024 we can get those type of fun bars to where it's almost reincarnate like was I was like damn. I'm really pushing 40 in this shit. Like, this is crazy. Like, that shit is crazy to me. Like, that's crazy to even say. Like, that you're 40 doing and that you still listen to hip hop and rap. Like, and then there's a young nigga. Like, that's wild to me to say. Cause I never would consider myself the OG or the old nigga looking ass boy makes you an old nigga now.
Right.
Like,
Right.
Nah,
so
that's real shit.
I mean, what's that? You remember these Time Life classics? Remember this, Soldier Boy Yule. You like?
Ah,
What? Is that gonna be on the fucking infomercial? Now watch me
probably.
Yule crank that song. Like, remember hits like inside peanut butter, outside jelly. like, like you. Oh,
Oh
and my white
man.
tee. You're gonna pay. You can get this for 19.9 or 24.99 plus shipping and handling. I mean, what the fuck? That's where we are like, come on. So Cardi
Yeah.
had fun with the shit, but Cardi made me feel old as a motherfucker with it too. Like, uh, that's the shit that was wild for me.
I feel you. I feel you on that. Okay, so who do you guys think won in this round at least?
Cardi.
Bia,
Why do you think she wins?
because she got Cardi to respond.
That's true. Yeah, part of
So,
me thinks
like
that
when
like
I mean,
this was
we
the
we know,
plan.
yeah, we all know Cardi won, but she got Cardi to respond. So at the end of the day, we would not be talking about Bia if Cardi hadn't. She wouldn't have made our show. So
True.
I mean, in all and even the all we talking about Bia. So I'm gonna say Bia won because she got Cardi to respond.
Yeah, and nowadays it does seem that like that's the goal, and trolling is the answer sometimes to good marketing apparently, or a spike in sales and stuff. So maybe you've got a point. We've seen it before since we were talking about Eminem earlier. We definitely saw it kind of like the Eminem effect with MGK. All of a sudden then people were talking more about MGK when he was shooting at M and stuff. So I guess it sometimes works, and then Eminem is trying to shoot at Megan. So I mean it does work. But like we said, I think she needed to come with some more heat next time if she's gonna do it. Like, let's make sure that the team is on board. Let's make sure that the engineer gives you a better beat. Like, let's just do it a little bit better. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with that beef. I really am curious to see if Cardi takes it to court because we already know she took Tasha K to court. So who knows?
How did so? I don't know
I
how
wouldn't like
Cardi
that
proves
in this
defamation.
instance.
Hmm.
I was saying I wouldn't like that in this instance. In this instance, I wouldn't like that because
No.
this is rap beef.
The only way I'm cool with it is if the old girl actually leaks the tape of Cardi.
Okay.
Because then it's like you on some revenge porn shit over rap beef. That's
Oh yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
that
you
is.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, what, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't be cool with that. Like, especially if I'm Cardi and I
Right.
really did creep on my husband. Like, that's me and my husband business. Don't be leaking a fucking tape. What are you doing?
Yeah, no, that's
You
true.
know what I'm saying? Like,
That's true. Yeah, I agree. I definitely
Okay.
agree.
Yeah. Marcus, how do you feel if Cardi takes it to court?
It's 2024. Sue everybody. Shit. Because I mean, I don't know how she wins, but I mean, if I can sue you and get a bag from it, and you pay my lawyer fees, I mean, I don't know how you prove defamation. So I don't know how Cardi B loses because B has said X, Y, and Z. So like, I guess if the tape does get released, then yes,
Yeah,
And
we'll
then
see.
then this is the stupidness that happens. If let's just say for shits and giggles that it is a tape and it does get released. Now we gotta watch the tape and then fucking turn into these fucking first 48 detectives and fucking see if it really is Cardi on the tape, and then go see who's the tape with, and then authenticate the fucking tape. So then we got to do all of this time, energy, and effort. It's like fucking Menace to Society. Like, y'all niggas stop showing the tape. Like, it's like, what the fuck is happening? So it's wild.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, it
you're
is.
right. You're very right about that. Yeah. So you're right. I hope
defamation
it does
have to get
stay.
some bullshit though. I don't think that she ain't getting nowhere with that. Defamation, that ain't you ain't getting nowhere with that. That's way harder to prove. Like defamation is like you got to prove some shit. Like just saying, "Yo, I think she cheated on her husband" is not enough to win a defamation lawsuit. So Cardi
Yeah.
can get that shit out of here. You know what I'm saying? But she's got something if old girl leaks the tape on her. If Bia
Right.
leaks the tape, then Cardi's got a case.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and the Tasha K situation was interesting because Cardi was able to link that, like what Tasha K was saying was taking money away from her because she was losing I guess deals because of Tasha K saying that Cardi had some type of disease or something. So
Hmm.
yeah, so I can sort of see how she was able to get off with that one. but yeah, we'll see what happens with the Bia the Bia beef. But yeah, guys, if nobody else has anything else to say, I think that is our show. Be sure to check us out here on the Ethos Media Network YouTube page and the Ethos Media Network Patreon page. And you can see new episodes every Monday from us. And that's it, guys. This is Bar Exam. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.